Barak to Yahweh, Barak to Yahushai, Barak to Yahweh, Barak to Yahushai, Barak to Yahweh, Barak to Yahushai, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Akwakadash. Shalom, Akim, this is Brother Nasha, DC Camp, with another brief lesson. To edify the sincere elect, and double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. The prophecies are always in play, Akim, so the rich, the main businessmen, when it comes to securing their investment. So this is exactly what you're seeing right now. So how that issue about geopolitics, man, is always gonna be at the center of these wars that are fought upon the face of the earth. All right. So you have Europe. You have to deal with Russia, because of the energy needs, man. Companies have to make money. All right. So you can imagine the amount of money on the table that both sides have to make. Investments are no joke when it comes to these big players. All right, so the rich, they understand what it means to have a stable foundation when it comes to making investments. They have to get lawyers to sign contracts and review contracts. They have to have the capital ready. They need to know how to have connections to raise capital for certain investments, and they need to have the muscles, the political muscles, to back it up. This is exactly what we're seeing, between Europe and Russia. And America is feeling, the American company is feeling left out of the deal, out there in the cold, because they need to bring something to the table. All right, that's the reason why they've been fighting all these wars across the corners of the earth. Trying to secure resources for the rich. Something they could bargain with. All right. So I play the video, and then you get to understanding what the point is.
Germany and France have reached a compromise on the joint Russian-German gas pipeline project, Nord Stream 2. Commenting on the deal, German Chancellor Angela Merkel lauded Franco-German cooperation. That's after it was previously suggested that Paris was seeking to derail it. Charlotte Dubensky explains how an amended EU directive on gas has got the project back on track.
The directive is now a compromise between France, between Germany, which means the project will be still going ahead. Now, it looked like it was set to be derailed after France announced on Thursday that it was actually going to support an EU directive that could have completely scuppered this entire pipeline. This is a pipeline that would bring gas directly from Russia right the way through Germany. It even had gone to the point where it suggested that those diplomatic tensions between the two countries over this project were what had caused President Macron to pull out of the Munich Security Conference, where he was due to be holding a joint press conference.
And that's the issue. Russia already has another pipeline that goes through Ukraine, and it goes through onto Europe. But now they have another pipeline that has to go straight to Germany. So they got to have diversified options. So it's an issue, man, when it comes to all these geopolitics. You have elections, you have been rigged. The new incoming administration will have to take another look at that oil contract, energy contract, and all that stuff. So they have to do certain things. Try to create a sweetheart deal for people to go along with. They have to bribe people. You need to create an environment where companies could have a leverage. All right, so that's exactly what you're seeing. And the American companies, they want to get in on it. They don't want to have their clout diminished. So this is an example of what the Lord is doing. It's getting much more complicated. Because the elites, man, they want to stay rich. They don't care about the folks at the bottom. They just want them to be serfs. So you see all the big wigs, all those folks standing over there that you see on the screen, they're all making good money. They all got connections. They're waiting for the crumbs to fall out, because once that pipeline starts, delivering that oil, natural gas, whatever, people are getting paid, man. You know, energy business is it's not a peanut business, man. It's big business. So that's one of the reasons why you have the situation in South America, you know, and then you focus on Venezuela, you know, you focus on West Africa where you have oil refineries, you know, you're starting to get oil there, Iraq, Iran, you know, Saudi Arabia, you know, it's just the big boys at work, man. And the Mossad is just using them as an example, you know, of what the rich care about, man. You know, they're not really spiritual. That the Mossad is in control. All right. So I play the video and get some precepts.
Angela Merkel, France had raised concerns about the project, saying that it would mean that Europe would be far too dependent on Russia when it comes to energy.
Yeah, it's gonna cost less than depending on America, you know, money-wise. You know, but for America to deliver, you know, energy to Europe is gonna cost more. You know, it doesn't make damn sense, you know, to have a pipeline going straight from America all the way to Europe. You know, it's not that easy. I understand cable lines, you know, when it comes to for communication, you know, and it's funny that you know they have to ship oil, man. They have to ship oil over. You don't have to be waiting for tankers if you're in the vicinity, especially in Russia. All you need is just your pipeline, and that's it. You know, you don't have to be shipping stuff by sea. You know, just have the pipeline back and forth. You know, how many cubic meters of or cubic feet of gas or natural gas you need. It's right there. You know, so the risk goes down. You know, because on sea anything can happen, and you know, because ships break down. You know, they capsize, start having oil spills. So that's one thing, man. The elites always look into, man. They have all these insurance vehicles to secure the investments. You know, so it's so many parties involved. You have banks, insurance companies. You got companies that build ships. You know, and then you have the crew members. They have to go through training, all that stuff, man. You know, people need to sell goods. You know, goods and services have to move, man. You know,
And it could also have a conflict of interest for other countries, particularly in Eastern Europe, so countries such as Poland and Slovakia. But Angela Merkel said this in response: it wouldn't.
Will we become dependent on Russia because of this second gas pipeline? I'd say no, not if we diversify at the same time. Germany will expand its gas terminals for liquefied gas. This means that under no circumstances do we want to become dependent solely on Russia, but Russia was already a source of gas in the Cold War and will remain one without us falling into one-sided dependency.
and that's the issue right there, Akim. Alright, so the Mossad has created other sources of energy upon the face of the earth. You know, you got solar energy, you got geothermal energy, you got wind energy. You know, you got got different technologies out there that are just on the books that ISO is preventing from coming to market. You know, but now they're gonna use oil as an excuse to rearrange the alliances upon the face of the earth. You know, and that's the trick bag that the Most has put them in. All right. So just imagine, you know, the damage that's gonna take place when the war really starts. You know, I'm talking about World War III.
Well, this isn't the first time that this multi-billion euro project has come under attack, particularly from the United States, with the United States saying at one point that German companies who continued with the construction of this pipeline could actually face sanctions as a result of doing that.
So sanctions are no joke, Akim. You know, that's one of Esau's tools, man, to put people in line. But at the end of the day, hey, so the power of Yahweh Shema Shai. So I'm going to read from the book of Obadiah. All right, it's beautiful to see these things take place because it's the will of the Lord. All right, so this is Obadiah verse 6. It says, "How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hid things sought up?" All right, it's through the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. You know, spirit that searches the hearts of men and revealeth their secrets. All right. That's the beautiful thing about the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. The Most High is always at work. The Most High is not taking any breaks. All right. Then it says, all the men of that confederacy have brought thee even to the border. All right. So, hey, they're gonna beat those drums of war, man. That's exactly what you're hearing now, man. You know, America has already departed from the INF Treaty. So just imagine the what's going through the minds of these scientists, man, and all these political analysts, people that specialize in internal or international affairs. They're looking at all the options on the tables. How can they fix the deal? What they're gonna do, and how they're gonna do it, when they're gonna do it. But they don't understand, man. It's the Most High pouring out His Spirit of derision upon these people, man. Their wisdom is falling apart. They don't want no peace because they're greedy. They want to be dominant. They want to dominate authority, upon the face of the earth. All right. And then it says, you know, America's allies are gonna bring America down by trapping her in the Middle East, and that's the plan. All these oil companies, all these huge multinational corporations, they are the ones that set America's foreign policy as well as domestic policy, man. Because hey, the rich have to remain in control, so they hide behind all these government positions and all these corporate positions. They have their lackeys, that run these different law enforcement agencies and political, outfits, different sectors of society. They got their hound dogs, their so-called gatekeepers or receptionists running the show. So shouldn't be surprised, man, when teens are supposed to be in favor of the people, that they turn around and go against them. All right, and it says, the men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. So when they had the so-called market crash, and they had that bailout for these banks. Those banks had investment deals, man. They had clients and they had to take care of. And those clients are these oil companies. All these investment firms, that make deals overseas, that topple governments. So, hey, it's gonna be terrible, man. And then American people didn't really get nothing out of it. Didn't really benefit. So, hey, the American people are just gonna have to suffer. They're gonna get stabbed in the back, according to prophecy. They're gonna go overseas and fight these different wars, and then they don't have nothing to show for it but PTSD and adverts on TV asking for donations. So it's a beautiful thing, man, to see how the Most High is orchestrating the downfall of Esau. And Germany is considered, a house of wisdom, the house of wisdom among Esau, and now they're saying they want to go along with the bear, which is Russia. So you have the bear and the whore that settled upon many waters, that's America, and the beast, which is NATO. All right, so just imagine, man, it's messed up.
Last year, when President Trump was at a NATO conference, he made this declaration.
So we're protecting Germany, we're protecting France, we're protecting all of these countries. And then numerous of the countries go out and make a pipeline deal with Russia.
And you can see the United States representative to NATO, what's her name, Ms. Bailey Hutchinson. The one, talking about they want to start a war with Russia and all that stuff. They want to take Iran out and all that. Big talk. Then you have the Secretary of State, Mr. Pompeo. So just let you know, man, it's about the big corporations, man. These are all the folks that are in favor with the elites. Working on the minds of the people to have them in captivity. So they don't really represent the people at the bottom. They just represent the elites. They're just here for some some photo up, because the real decisions that are gonna be made, and it's not by them, it's by the folks, that pull the strings. So all you have is just puppets at the table, United States and NATO puppets. So it's just different factions of the elites, man. Hey, they're just pulling the strings, man, and it's just through the power of Yahweh Hashem Shai. And it's gonna be so beautiful, to see the deliverance of Israel out of captivity, man. This is just the downfall of Esau that you're seeing right here, Then hear about the Confederacy, So that's exactly what you see at the table, man. The whores meeting with the beast. They're trying to iron out that differences.
Where they're paying billions of dollars into the coffers of Russia. Germany is totally controlled by Russia because they were getting from 60 to 70% of their energy from Russia and a new pipeline.
Well, the United
Yeah, but the issue is what's America bringing to the table? That's the question. You can't take oil from an unstable region, and then you want to sell it to your European partners. It doesn't work like that, man. Because at any point in time, man, those regions could be destabilized again, and then all production will have to stop. But since Russia is a stable source of energy for Europe, what are they gonna do? The American economy is going sideways because the elites are basically closing up shop on America. Certain sectors are gonna be focused on as the main ingredients, to keep the elites in power. So I continue reading. So it says, they that eat that bread have laid a wound under thee, there is none understanding in him. Alright? So it's gonna be so beautiful, man, that Esau thinks his wisdom is gonna be top notch. It's gonna make him prevail, but it's not gonna let him move on to the next stage because the Lord Yahweh Shah has destroyed his wisdom. So verse 8 it says, shall I not in that day, said the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem Kwakwadash, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau. Alright? So that's Edomites meeting at the table, man. It's not America or NATO meeting with Ishmael or Elam or Ham or Japhet. There's an issue between the house of Edom. And the scripture, according to Yahweh, says a house divided against itself cannot stand. Satan divided against Satan, the house shall come to rubbles. And that's the conclusion of Esau right there, man. And then verse 9 says, and thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau shall be cut off by slaughter. And that slaughter is going to take place, during World War III. Then after that, after 1,000 years, they're going to be taken away off the face of the earth through the Lord Yahweh Shai. And speed up a little bit. Let's get about a few more precepts. So this is the book of Revelation, chapter 17. Alright. And then look at verse 15 and all the way to 18. So it says, and he said unto us, the angels telling the prophet and disciple of Yahushua, John, and he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. Alright, so it's letting you know, man, that America is dominating a lot of nations, and America is controlled by the elites. Alright, so that's the point. And then it says in verse 16, and the 10 horns, that's NATO, the EU, which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. So there's going to be tension between the EU, NATO, and America, And here you saw Trump talking about, that they need to foot the bill too. They need to step up and increase their funding. So just the Lord Yahweh Shai letting America know that our time is up, and shall make her desolate and naked. Alright, so they're going to turn against America. The Confederacy is going to fall apart. and then, you know, just scroll down and just switch the screen. You look at the Hebrew word for confederacy. All right, the word there is barayath. So it says covenant, alliance. All right, okay, and that's the key word, you know, for British, barayat, you know, and that's also another code name, you know, for Israel, the Israelite man, barayat ayash, right, covenant man. Then it says alliance, pledge between men, treaty, alliance, league. Well, just like you had the League of Nations, you know, all that stuff, the foundation for UN. And it says constitution, ordinance. All right, so it says monarch to subjects, agreement, pledge, that's for man to man, alliance of friendship, alliance of marriage, between the Most High and man, alliance of friendship, covenant, divine ordinance with signs of pledges. So that's the punch right there, man. You know, so you go back to the video, play that.
United States concerned there about the monetary influence of Germany paying Russia for this energy, when in
Monetary influence. Hey, the companies are making money. It's not the man on the street that's making all that money. It's just big corporations, man. You know, that money is flowing back and forth, man. You know, faster than the speed of sound. All right. Then it says, for the Most High had put in their hearts to fulfill His will, and to agree, you know, that to be confederate, all right, and to give their kingdom unto the beast, all right. So they're gonna let the EU call the shots, and America will have to take the back seat until the words of Yahweh shall be fulfilled, all right. So it's all according to the plans of Yahweh Shimei Shai, His decrees. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth, and that's America, all right. So it's just a synopsis of what's going to be happening very soon, and the final precept will be from 2 Thessalonians. You just have to agree that this is it, man. It's going to be so scary. Folks talking about the martial law exercises, you know, it's all part of the process of Yahweh Shimei Shai. So this 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 7, for the mystery of iniquity doth already work, only he who now letteth will let. Alright, so the Most High is the one in charge, man. He's the only one that allows these kingdoms to rise and kingdoms to fall. You know, he's the one in charge of who's going to be the president, prime minister, the heads of industry and all that stuff. Alright, so the mystery of iniquity, that's Esau right there. You know, a lot of folks have been wondering who are the Edomites. It's the so-called white men, you know, the so-called Caucasians. They are the Edomites that the Bible speaks of, you know, and the Lord Yahweh Shimei Shai refers to them as his adversaries, you know, calls them Satan, you know, the seed of the serpent, all right? It says, only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. So according to the prophecies, your timeline, the appointed times of the Lord Yahweh Shimei Shai, will these things take place, all right? And then shall the wicked be revealed, all right? So in these last days, when there's so much chaos and upheaval among the people, then you're gonna know who's for peace, safety, and security upon the face of the earth. You know, you see people chasing down other folks. You know, people in uniform bombing and destroying and everything. Then you know that Esau is true, the devil that the Bible speaks of. All right, and then it says, "Whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth." All right, that's true, the spirit of Yahweh Shimei Shai, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. So the angels are gonna get busy. They're gonna tear down NATO and her allies, you know, and all the hidden nations in World War III. And I'll play this video just to wrap it up.
In fact, the USA would like to be selling its own liquefied gas to Europe and being one of the major suppliers of energy to Europe in the future.
And that's the issue, man. You know, when the energy companies have to make deals with Congress to make sure they could sell America's oil for profit, and then they got to pocket significant part of the proceeds. You're like, damn, how's that possible? But hey, it's not going to be easy, you know. So it's going to create a lot of tensions, man, here at home and abroad.
So with this project going ahead, not only that, but US ambassadors to Germany, to Denmark, and to the EU are said to have been putting pressure on.
And then you see that says that the EU is dependent on Russian gas, harbors risks for Europe and the West as a whole. And Russia already talked about, Europe do not have to worry about, security, that they are here as a partner. They don't have to depend upon America for security, for protection, that they'll take care of that. So that's exactly what we're seeing on the playing field right now, man. So whatever is gonna happen down in Venezuela, to disrupt the grip of power of Russia and China, it's yet to be seen. So we're gonna see how it's gonna go down there. Abarataza, the Lord delivers the elect that are in Venezuela and around that area, Colombia, Brazil. So it's gonna be messy, man, if that civil war takes place. And then it says, and put us all in a precarious position. All right, so it's gonna put them in a tight spot if that shit doesn't go the way it's supposed to go. And then greed, corruption takes place. Then it says Nord Stream 2 will deliver more than just Russian gas. Russia's might and influence will spread all the way to Europe. All right, because that's the issue, man. The elites just want to keep on making money and they want to stay in power. So there are a lot of things they're not revealing, but through the course of time, through the spirit of the Bashim Shai, all that will be revealed. So that compromise, man, is pissing off American companies, man. Because all these grown men that are puppets, they're getting an earful from their bosses, so they have to step up and see what they can do to disrupt that agreement. It says on the title, France, Germany reach compromise on pipeline despite U.S. pressure. So France and Germany, they're part of the EU, they're part of NATO, all right? So it's going to be so crazy, man. And then you also have United States, France, UK, Russia, and China. They're also members of the UN Security Council. So just imagine, what the hell is going on.
Nations to actually oppose this project. But so far that hasn't worked. As we know, there's been a compromise and the Nord Stream 2 project will now be going ahead. It seems like that pressure from the US has resulted in one thing only, and that's an own goal.
Yep, and that's the point right there, Kim.
As we know, there's been...
Yep, so America is out there in the cold, man, so they have to find a way to torpedo this agreement, this Confederate, scheme, man, so the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai is turning off the lights on America, folks that, all these think tanks here in the DC, especially in America, they see it, man, all these economists, they see what's going on, because there's so much that happens, man. This is more than just demand and supply, all right? It's about psychology of the elites, what tactics they're willing to put on the table to have their influence felt, So it's not about countries, it's about corporations, and corporations are controlled by the rich, by the wealthy, all right? So I say, Kal Halal Yahal Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem Rakwakodash, Tawara to the elders and apostles of great mission who rule well, who have taught the servants, the men out there on highways and byways, to look intently into the words of Yahweh Shai and to bring it out to, push out the word of Yahweh Shai throughout the four corners of the earth. I say Shalom. And keep your eyes open. It's gonna be a difficult time, man, to live in, man. And just pray that the Lord Yabashima Shai continues to make you sharp in the spirit, make your wisdom, continue to keep you grounded in these last days. Shalom.